G'day, it's Denadon here, and welcome to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2948, this year held in the city of Lorvile on the planet Hurston. Now, we are on day 1, which is, as you can see on the floor here, Anvil Aerospace. And you have a nice selection of Anvil Aerospace ships here before us, so let's go have a look at some, shall we? So first up, right in front of us here, we have the Anvil Arrow, which is a brand new ship available right now and instantly flyable. We haven't heard of this one before. It is a light fighter intended to be basically a competitor to ships like the Gladius and the Buccaneer, whilst being considerably cheaper. Now, I'm going to show this off here. The reason why it's yellow highlighted is because whilst this event is on, you can rent any ship by walking up to it and complete transaction. You can see it will cost you nothing to rent that ship. As you can see, I've already rented it. But yes, so this is the Anvil Arrow. It looks a bit like a mesh between Aegis and Anvil in design aesthetic. It's got an Anvil cockpit, but the overall shape of it is very much sort of Aegis in that, it's a spaceship with wings. Interestingly, you've got big size 2 Gatlings on the side, or actually no, they're size 3 Mantis, and then size 1 guns in a turret on the top, but you can change those out. So in theory, you can have 3 size 3 guns on that, which is quite potent, and then you've got some missiles. So it is seemingly quite an effective ship. And immediately next to us, we have here a Hornet Ghost. So this is the sneaky beaky stealth Hornet, which has been flyable for a while. Ooh, shiny light there. And you can see this one is quite a bit different. It is a standard Hornet, but supposedly uses stealth equipment on board, so that way you can change what you want on it. And over here we have the classic F7CM, better known as the Super Hornet, equipped with the canard turret on the bottom, the dorsal turret on top, and then some guns on the sides. And this one, of course, being the Super Hornet, is a 2-seater. So that's why it's got the longer nose and it is larger than the other Hornets. And this one is ever popular with dogfighters for being quite the powerful and effective ship. A relative newcomer to the Anvil Aerospace collection, we have here the Anvil Valkyrie, which is a full-on gunship slash dropship, and quite a large impressive ship it is too. Now, this ship is basically a big, as I said, dropship or gunship. So you have these 4 massive engines that rotate down for thrust vectoring. You've got side opening doors here, which have interior guns within them that troops can shoot out of. And then you've got remote turrets on the end of the wings. You've got turret on top, turret on the bottom. And it is basically overall just bristling with guns. So here we are on board the Valkyrie. And you can see it's got quite the spacious vehicle bay. It cannot carry any cargo, but vehicles like the Ursa do fit inside this, just. Here are those side opening bays with the guns nice and large there, and you can see the rotating gun in there. Here you have room for 10 troops each, so you've got 10 there. There's the lower turret access, and then here's 10 more seats for crew, or troops I suppose. Now if we climb up here, we can have a look at the crew compartment areas for the rest of this ship. So you've got 5 beds, which is enough for all the crew. There's your turret access, an overlook of the vehicle bay. Inside there, you've got a single toilet and shower, so you're going to have to share. And then here, we have seats on either side for each side's respective remote turrets. And then through this way, you have the cockpit with nice visibility of the expo hall. So overall, pretty simple, but pretty nice looking dropship. Here we have the special regular F7C Hornet Wildfire. Now this is basically as close to military spec as you can get a civilian Hornet. This particular edition was made to celebrate particular achievement in Arena Commander, hence the unique paint job and armament. However, you can convert any standard Hornet F7C to this sort of equipment, just, minus the paint job. So you've got nice big gun on top, although you can fit ball turret, large guns under the wings, and then, everything else is like your ordinary Hornet otherwise. And here we have the Anvil Gladiator, a 2-seat carrier-based bomber. Now this ship is primarily focused on missiles and torpedoes. You've got crew access through the bottom here, as you can see. You board through there and the chairs literally come sliding down to pick you up. You've got some guns and you've got that turret on top, but most of your armament is in the torpedo bay in here, and then these missiles that it carries underneath it. And it packs quite a punch for a ship of its size. And you know, for a ship that's barely much bigger than a Hornet, it has considerable firepower for a strike craft. Next up, we have the Hornet F7A. Now this is the military Mark II or 3 variant, I can't remember which, of the Hornet series. Now this is, as I said, military spec, so this is not available civilian purchase. As a result, you cannot rent this ship. It is only here to look at. But you can see, compared to the civilian Hornet, it's got a much sleeker, slightly more modern feeling design to it. Similar armament still, you've got the turret on top, guns on the side here, the classic Gatlings, and yes, slightly tweaked landing gear. You can see the wings here are in extended, not folded back, and then the engine vectoring flaps look a little bit different to what they did on the regular Hornet. But yes, aside from that, it is, as I said, it is a preview of what the military Hornet looks like, which, as of our understanding right now, you cannot get one of these in-game until you basically, well, earn one or steal one. And right next to the military F7A, we have the F8. This is the Hornet's supposed, I guess, sort of replacement or heavy strike fighter. Now, this ship you also cannot access, you cannot buy. This ship is exclusive for the military. Presumably you will be able to get it if you have good relations with the military, but otherwise your only chance of getting one is serving in that or, you know, stealing one. But good luck with that, because this is the equivalent of a heavy strike fighter, as you can tell by the massive number and size of guns it's got on it. I mean, look at those, jeez. And yeah, this ship will be very difficult to get, but presumably quite powerful in combat. Different type of engines too, as you can see there. It is, well, not much is known about this one. They're deliberately keeping us in the dark, so we shall have to wait and see how it performs in combat if we ever get the chance to fly this thing ourselves. We presumably will, but of course we don't know. That will come later. This is the Hornet F7C Tracker. Now this one is, well, it is the civilian tracker variant, which replaces the dorsal turret with this scanning system, which allows you to command and track multiple targets more effectively. It is basically, could be used for light exploration, but really its primary intended purpose is to coordinate military strikes by using its more superior scanners to that of other light fighters. So here we have the Anvil Terrapin, or the Space Turtle. Now this is a well-armoured stealth exploration ship, which has advanced scanners intended to basically detect threats to the UAE, or in your case any targets or other exploration elements of interest without being detected first. Now you can see it has a scanner sensor system in the middle with a bed. It's fairly basic. I'm not going to go in there because I'm not actually wearing a spacesuit right now, and bizarrely this ship has no atmosphere, so if I go in there I will start choking to death. Figure that one out. Right next to the Terrapin we have the Anvil Hurricane. Now this ship is quite fast, and its primary armament is that quad gun turret on the back, which is manned. So you have a pilot flying and another crew member actually operating most of the armament. Now this is an old ship design, but it has basically the advantage of being a ship that has such firepower for its size that it can really take down shields. Whether you can actually do much damage once you've taken the shields down, well, that remains to be seen. But it is primarily a ship for, yes, if you can get another person with you, this thing is hard to beat. Just keep in mind, it is a glass cannon, so you will go down quick if you do not have a way out planned. And finally, another non-flyable ship we have available here on the show floor today is the Anvil Hawk. Now this is a bounty hunting ship. And you can see it's got quite the compact profile, as you would expect for a bounty hunter. You can sort of just sneak in and out of places and not take up too much room in the process. Now it is quite well armed. You can see it's got a decent number of guns scattered about it everywhere, including a few turrets. And then in the back here you have a stasis pod for moving your captured bounties, because some you may want to take alive, because you know you'll probably get paid better if they are alive and not dead. And unlike every other Anvil ship here, you've got quite a different cockpit design, including a glass floor for looking down. Useful for landing, I should suspect. So that concludes our coverage of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo for Day 1 featuring Anvil Aerospace. Join us tomorrow where we'll be taking a look at what's on display on the show floor for Day 2. But until next time, I'm Dedadon, this is Star Citizen, safe landings.